Hello friends, Miss Kristy here with Family Storytime once again. I have something to share with you, something I found right outside. Look and see. What is that? That's right, it's a leaf. That's a pretty leaf. It's a very strange looking leaf. It kind of looks, you hold it like this, it looks a little like a butterfly, doesn't it? A little green butterfly with his little butterfly wings on each side. I like that leaf. I found some other leaves too that look a little different. If this one looks like a butterfly, look at these leaves. Do you see them there? Let's see if we can get one. Look! That's a pretty leaf, and it has little kind of pointy parts all the way around it, doesn't it? I like that leaf. But you know, as I was looking at these leaves outside, I noticed something. Let's find another leaf. Here's some more leaves right there, and they're those nice little green leaves too, but look what's happening to this one. Do you see that? Look what's happening. It's changing. It's changing from green to orange and a little bit of yellow. Do you know why that is? Because we're in the time of year called autumn. In the time of year of autumn, the weather is going to start getting a little colder and colder, and the leaves know this, and they know it's time to change and go to sleep. So they'll change colors. They'll start changing to orange and yellow, and sometimes, look at this one. This one is even red. When I was looking, most of my leaves that look like butterflies on my big butterfly leaf tree were this color, but I found one that was a bright, bright yellow that had already turned. How wonderful is that? After a while, the leaves will turn from yellow to brown like that. You see it still have a little yellow on it, and now most of it is brown. And eventually, it will get all crumbly and crunchy and fall to the ground. Look what happens when I squeeze it. Let's see what sounds it makes. Ooh, that's a crunchy sound. And if I were to let go of it, I bet all of those little leaf pieces would just crumble, crumble, crumble. Let's see what happens. Oh, they do. Do you see them falling down? Wow. This time of year, all the leaves are going to start falling, and the more time passes, the more days that go by, every day you look, you'll see more and more leaves that are yellow and red and maybe even orange. And eventually they'll all fall off and fall to the ground. You know, sometimes people call autumn fall, and they do it because the leaves fall. And I wanted to share a story with you all about fall. Today's autumn story is called Apple Trouble by Ragnall Scammell, and it's a story about a hedgehog who has, well, a little trouble with fall. There he is, right there. Little Hedgehog was snuffling and nuffling and fluffling through the leaves one day, eating and looking and eating and looking. Lots of little bugs he was eating and looking for. All of a sudden, he felt a little strange all over, as sometimes hedgehogs do, and he stopped to figure out what could be going on. He listened with his ears, and he heard whoosh, the wind. Ooh, it was getting windy. He looked with his eyes, and he saw the leaves all over were changing colors, from green, green, green to yellow and red and orange. He sniffled with his nose. Whew! He could smell the cold coming. And he shook his sharp and pointy little quills. And he could tell it was getting chilly and cold. Autumn was coming. Summer was leaving. It was going to get colder and colder, and then winter would be here before he knew it. Little hedgehogs, they like to sleep when it gets too cold. So he knew it was time to make his special leaf blanket. So he kicked with his little back feet. And he created his own little leaf nest. And he went to back into it like little hedgehogs do. But before he had gotten very far, the wind overhead blew hard. And something popped from out of a tree overhead and fell. Whee! And he said, ouch! Something hit him right in the middle of his back. He looked. It was what is that? Apple? It was an apple. Well, that's no good. He had to get that apple off. So he reached around with his little front paw, and he couldn't quite reach it. He tried to reach up with his little back paw, and he couldn't quite reach it. He tried to shake all over. But when you're a little hedgehog and you have little sharp quills all over your back, if an apple lands on your back, it might just get stuck. And that's what happened to that apple. It was stuck. It was stuck very strongly. Well, he thought, I can't get it off. Let's see if I can just go to bed, maybe with an apple stuck on my back. So he tried to continue backing into his nice little cozy autumn leaf bed. Do you see those colors? That orange and yellow and red? That is a nice little bed, isn't it? But he couldn't back into it because every time he did, that apple would just knock his leaves away. He thought, oh dear, what am I going to do? I can't go into my bed and get ready for winter. Now, luckily, he was a friendly little hedgehog, and he had friends who liked to visit him from time to time. Now, one of his friends was this little guy right here. Do you recognize what that little guy is with his black eye mask and his black ringtail? That's right. That's a raccoon. And Raccoon came along doing what raccoons do in the autumn time, and that was eat as many yummy, juicy things as you can. He was eating grapes. He saw poor Hedgehog just shaking and shivering and trying to reach that little apple stuck on his back. And he says, oh, Hedgehog, you have a stuck apple problem. And Hedgehog says, yes, it is apple trouble for sure. Well, I have little black hands that are very clever and can pull that apple off. So let's give it a try. So that little raccoon reached and grabbed that apple. And when he did and pulled, he pulled back. But that apple stayed stuck on those quills. And guess what else happened? He forgot to put down his grapes, and in all the pulling and pulling, those grapes got stuck right on that hedgehog. Stuck Stuck, stuck. Now he had apple trouble and grape trouble. Oh no. Raccoon said, "I'm so sorry. I wish I could help more." "That's okay," said Hedgehog. "I'll figure something out." And Raccoon went to find more grapes. Little Hedgehog kept shaking and wiggling and reaching and turning in little hedgehog circles, trying to get rid of what was on his back. Now, luckily, he was a friendly little fellow, and he did have lots of friends. And along came another friend. Let's see if you recognize this friend with his little bushy curly tail. That's right. That is a squirrel. And Squirrel was doing what squirrels do in the autumn time. Squirrel was collecting and hiding and eating nuts. Squirrel saw his friend Hedgehog twirling and rolling and falling all the way to the ground. That's what happens when you try too hard. And he said, "You need some help, Hedgehog, clearly." Hedgehog said, "Please, I need to get these grapes off of me and this apple off of me. I have serious trouble." Squirrel said, "Yes, you do. Apple trouble and grape trouble." Squirrel said, "I can help you. I have very clever little paws, and I can scratchity-scratch those off of your quills." What a wonderful idea. So he went right to work, scratchity, 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 scratchity. But he forgot to put down his nuts. And guess what happened? Boink! Those nuts got stuck on that poor hedgehog's back too. Oh no, what are we gonna do? Squirrel said, "I am so sorry. I've tried my best, but maybe someone else can help." Hedgehog said, "Maybe so. Thank you for trying." And Squirrel went to go find some more nuts. Well, luckily, our little hedgehog had other friends. He was that friendly little fellow. And one of his favorite little friends was Piggy. Piggy came snooting along, rooting along, and he saw his friend Hedgehog with all of that stuck to his back. And he says, "Oh dear, poor Hedgehog. Oh, I know what could help you though. I can see that you have all of that stuck all over you, and sometimes I get mud stuck all over me, and every time I do, I roll on the ground, and that helps." Hedgehog said, "Well, I thought I tried that, and it didn't work." He said, "Oh, you're rolling in the wrong spot. You need to roll in the flowers, because flowers are soft, and they will just take things right off." Hedgehog decided that was very good advice from Piggy. So he found some flowers, and he rolled and rolled and rolled, and when he did, nothing came off, but a flower got stuck on him as well. Piggy says, "That's not supposed to happen." Said Hedgehog, "It may be because you are not quilly enough for it to stick." And Piggy said, "Oh, I did not think of that. I'm so sorry. That's all I know what to do." And Hedgehog said, "That's okay. I'll figure something out." Well, Piggy went on his way, snooting and snooting and snuffling. Now, Hedgehog did have a problem still, but Hedgehog also is a friendly little fellow with friends. And as he's trying to figure out how to get all of that off of his quills, he went just by the river, wandering about, and there in the river was a little fellow. That's a slick-looking little guy. That's River Otter. And River Otter popped his nose up out of the water, whoop, with a smile. "Hey, And he says, "Oh, Hedgehog, look at you. You are beautiful with all of your decorations." And Hedgehog said, "Well, I really don't want all these decorations because they're not really decorations. They're things that got stuck to my quills. I have trouble, apple trouble, grape trouble, nut trouble, and flower trouble." Well, it's a good thing that he had friends. Because Otter said, "I know what you can do. You can go swimming in the water. Whenever I get things all over me, I go swim in the water and they go away." Oh. So Hedgehog jumped into the water and swam around, swam around, swam around. And when he came back out, he checked to see if all of those things had fallen off of him. But there was still an apple, and there was still grapes, and there was still nuts and flowers. And now he had a fish stuck to him as well. Poor Hedgehog. Otter says, "Oh dear, I don't think I can help with you. I can't fix that." Hedgehog says, "That's okay. I'll figure something out." So he sat for a while, and luckily he has friends. He had a little goat friend who came by. And his little goat friend came with his two little horns. And he said, "What have you got there? Hedgehog, you have a delicious picnic on you. And I'm very hungry. May I have some of your picnic?" Hedgehog said, "Picnic? Well, I guess those are things that if you're an animal you could eat. If you're a goat, you definitely could eat." "Sure, you can have all you want," said Hedgehog. And so Goat got right to work. He began to and he ate those grapes right off that Hedgehog. "Keep going," said Hedgehog. "You can have some more." And he went, and he ate, and he ate the fish right off of that Hedgehog. Hedgehog smiled. He said, "You can have more." And the goat went, and he ate, and he ate, and he ate those nuts. Crunchy. Hedgehog felt lighter already. He said, "Oh, please, eat some more." And the goat nibbled and ate the flower. "Oh," said Hedgehog, "do you have any room for more?" And the goat said, "Yeah, I'm a goat. We like to eat." And he began to eat that apple too. And he ate it all up. "Oh, thank you for sharing. That was delicious," said the goat. "You're a good friend." And Hedgehog just smiled and said, "Goat, you're a good friend too. You helped me clean my quills. And now I can go to bed." And Hedgehog went all the way back to his little leaf nest and climbed inside and went right to sleep all winter long. And that was the end of his apple trouble. I hope you enjoyed that story. Thank you for sharing with me. And that is the end of our story time. See you later, alligator. After a while, crocodile. Give me kiss, jellyfish. Mwah. Give me hug, ladybug. I'll see you soon, raccoons. all the way to the moon. See you next time, friends. Miss Kristy loves you. Bye-bye.